right, Oscar, the volley for a lot of people is the most elusive stroke, and a teaching pro will tell you that there's a lot of footwork involved in your volley. You've got to come in with the opposite foot to hit the volley correctly, and I tell you, trying to do that can drive you crazy. Now, I've noticed I'm here trying to move my feet to accommodate what I've been taught by conventional tennis teaching, and I notice your feet aren't moving much at all, and yet you're hitting much cleaner volleys than I do.
Well, I'm being a little bit lazy here. You know, there was not so much pressure, right? But, you know, what happens is the most important thing is to adjust the hand. If you learn, you know, in other ways to move other things first, then your hand will not adjust to the ball. So this is the most important part. What were you taught?
I was taught to move my feet, to consider that your feet are the base of a triangle, that you can draw it in the clay, that for every volley that comes to your forehand, you want to move your left foot to the apex of the triangle. For every volley that comes to your backhand, you move your right foot, the opposite foot, leading into the net, because coming forward into the net gives you power and gives you the consistency of, you know, the stroke that you need, and you have to always be going forward. Now, I know that that doesn't sit well with you.
Well, this is what is important. You see, once you start having to adjust your body over here, you have to move 180 pounds, 185 pounds, you know, and then adjust it to the ball. See, I like the adjustment with the hand, and the body will move there just to reach the ball. You know, I go like this, and then the hand has to be independent of the body. You have been built a dependence on the movement of your feet. While it's much better to start somebody or even to correct somebody or a place to separate the feet like that so you can move, and then just learn to move your hand until the person starts finding, you know, that the hand adjusts to the ball wherever the ball is, you know, rather than every time you have to step. And so many times you don't have time even to step, like McEnroe was like this, you know, and
right.
It's the perfect volley without any time. Why? Because he's concerned with moving the hand, while you had too much importance placed by your teachers on your feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, so you do constantly become aware of that, and I understand your point about in order to hit the volley well, as the ball's coming to me, I'm thinking move your feet, where you are thinking get the racket in front of the ball.
Right, and what moves to me is my head. You know, and my feet will follow. So I see the ball going far there, I move my head, then I reach. If I move my foot, my body doesn't go. I have to move my head, then your foot.
Right.
Okay.
Now, are you better off, though, strategically, if you're at the net, that you're light on your feet or that your feet are moving?
Absolutely. Yeah, and then that you take you take a step right before that person hits it, so you go like this and you move and you go like this. So you're actually, you know, shuffling your feet quite a bit at the net, but that depends also on how fast the game is. You know, but definitely you don't want to be caught flat-footed. I totally agree with that, but that comes later from moving. The first thing that you have to learn is this, and as I saw it, your arm was too tight to the body.
Right.
Okay.
Now, so the way you get people to be independent, their arm and their racket from the body, is, like you said, plant themselves and just get comfortable with the idea that they're going to hit volleys without moving their legs for a while until they really can get that.
Right, and then one of the most important things doing that is that to hit a backhand volley, you just point the bottom racket towards the ball or the other side like this, and then the racket is ready, rather than thinking, no, I have to do it with my body. So many times you don't have time, and you do this, and then you're ready to hit it. You see, with the racket head behind the hand, you don't need to go and put everything in front of the ball.
So what about the idea of keeping your hands in front of yourself and keeping the racket head high? These are also conventional tennis techniques. They want you to keep the racket up like at eye level, so that if the ball's low, that you move your head and the racket down together. You want to keep the sight of the ball and the racket pretty much in your same field of vision.
Yeah, that is much better. That is pretty much correct. Like in the forehand volley, the elbow should be like this in front, so you can hit in front of your body. Mm-hmm. If you have the elbow back here, you're going to make a lot more mistakes.
Right.
So it's really eye level, and then that you see the ball going that way, you want to move so you can reach it, so your head goes first, then your racket, instead of going the racket first and then you adjust your body. Yeah.
Now, they also tell you in conventional tennis teaching to to have an abbreviated stroke and to try to punch through the ball a little bit with imparting a little slice because you can control the ball a little better, and that's not something you disagree with, is it?
Right, no, I don't disagree. Actually, the faster the ball, the shorter the punch is. And the ball is a little bit slower, then you go through a little bit more, and if it's very slow, you actually go through with a much longer punch. But the problem that I have with the conventional teaching is that they teach the legs first as the way of finding the ball, when really your hand should be the first thing to be taught.